A girl walks up to the terrace of a building. Finding the door locked, she uses her mysterious powers to unlock it. She begins performing a ritual, and suddenly, the entire building loses power. Meanwhile, the main character of the series, Wong, is lying on his bed, watching videos of pretty girls on his phone. Just then his boss calls and asks him to go up to the terrace and check what's causing the power issue. Wong isn't interested, he'd rather stay in bed, but since it's his job, he has no choice but to go. When Wong reaches the terrace, he's shocked to find the door completely broken. But what stuns him even more is the sight of a girl floating in midair. Their eyes meet and lock for a few seconds. That brief moment of distraction disrupts the girl's ritual, and a bolt of lightning strikes her. She falls to the ground. Wong hesitates. Part of him wants to help her, but another part fears that getting involved might land him in trouble or even cost him his job. He turns to leave, but his conscience, and perhaps his weakness for beautiful girls, kicks in. He goes back and decides to help. He tries giving her CPR, and as he does, her body suddenly starts to glow with a strange, radiant light. The scene shifts. We now see the same girl in a beautiful, dreamlike place, almost like heaven. She's reaching out for her mother, trying to touch her, but her mother slowly walks away. Just as the girl is about to grasp her, she suddenly regains consciousness back in the real world. She opens her eyes, and the first thing she sees is Wong leaning over her. Furious, she slaps him hard across the face. Wong, confused, says, "Hey, I was just trying to help you." The girl snaps back, "Who helps like that? You ruined my first kiss." And with that, she slaps him again and storms off. Wong sits there, stunned, rubbing his cheek. Wow. So much for doing a good deed. As the girl walks away, she mutters to herself, "Thank God he didn't see my heavenly registration, that would have been a real disaster." Suddenly, her body starts to glow again, but this time, a red aura begins to form around her. Cut to Wong. He's not doing too well either. He's sweating, feverish, and clearly disturbed. The next morning, we see him sitting on a bench, looking confused and a little panicked. "Something's not right," he says to himself. "Ever since that night, everything feels weird. My senses are sharper. My vision, it's almost supernatural." Then, across the campus, he sees the same girl, the one he saved. Her name, he learns, is Musi. A rich, flashy guy is waiting for her with a bouquet in hand. "Musi, I've been waiting since morning. I booked an entire theater hall just for us to watch a romantic movie." Musi barely looks at him. "I've got an extra class today." "Not happening. Maybe after class." She walks off, leaving the guy completely ignored. Meanwhile, another girl is chatting with her boyfriend under a billboard. Suddenly, the billboard starts to fall, right toward her. He stares at his hand, shocked. What the hell was that? Wong had used his powers for the very first time. The energy was too much for his body to handle, and he collapsed. When he regains consciousness, he finds himself in a dimly lit room, tied up by his hands and feet. He quickly realizes he's been kidnapped by none other than Musi. She had seen him use her powers when he saved that girl, and now she wasn't going to let him go so easily. Musi smirks. "You used my power in public. That means only one thing. You either die or cultivate with me and become immortal." Wong, half-dazed, replies, "What kind of twisted choices are these?" "Hey," Musi shrugs, "I'm being generous. Most people would have killed you already." Of course, Wong doesn't want to die. So he reluctantly agrees to the second option. They go up to the terrace again. Musi looks at him and says coldly, "Jump." Wong freezes. "Excuse me?" She smiles slyly. Humans awaken their true powers when they're closest to death. If there's nothing inside you, you'll die, and people will just assume you committed suicide. "Wow," Wong mutters. "So I'm just part of your science experiment now?" Before he can protest further, Musi pushes him off the terrace. As Wong falls, time seems to slow. He thinks, "Is this it? Is this how I die?" Suddenly, Musi appears beside him midair and shouts, Use your power, idiot. Or we're both dead. Just as they're about to hit the ground, Wong instinctively spreads glowing wings from his back. He saves both of them, flying high above the city and stopping midair in front of the moon. Musi can't help but blush. For a moment, she's drawn to Wong, but she quickly catches herself. Don't get cocky, she snaps. She activates her own wings and slams Wong down onto the ground. We're not powerful yet, she says, landing beside him. There are others, cultivators far stronger than us. If they find out about us, we're as good as dead. We need to stay hidden. Cut to a distant place. A powerful master cultivator senses Wong's energy from afar. He turns to his student and says, "There's a new one. Find him. If he's weak, kill him and bring me his blood." Meanwhile, the rich guy from earlier once again approaches Musi. "Let's go watch that movie. I've been waiting all night." Musi replies flatly, "I can't. I was at a hotel all night. I'm exhausted." The guy misinterprets her words, imagining something else entirely. Fuming with jealousy, he storms off to find and attack Wong. But before he can hurt him, Musi steps in and says coldly, "No one touches my boyfriend except me." Cut to another scene. The girl sent to hunt Wong, her name is Yui, is shown draining blood from a victim in a dark alley. "A human blood is so delicious," she whispers, licking her lips. She's now searching for Wong in the city, but doesn't know what he looks like. So she comes up with a plan. She throws dozens of her own selfies around town and uses a dating app to lure men in. Soon, she has a line of boys waiting to meet her, but none of them are Wong. One by one, she kills them in frustration. Back to Wong. He's lying on his bed, scrolling through his phone again. He notices something odd. His boss is heading out late at night and seems excited to meet someone. Wong decides to follow him. To his surprise, his boss meets up with a cute young guy, who turns out to be Yui in disguise. Yui quickly realizes the boss isn't a cultivator and tries to leave, but the boss follows her, smitten. That's a mistake. Yui attacks, but Wong jumps in just in time and saves his boss. The boss, still oblivious, looks at Wong dreamily and says, "You know, you look like a prince." From his expression, it's clear Wong's boss is into men. Yui, annoyed, rolls her eyes and removes her disguise. This city is full of weirdos. She vanishes into the night, leaving Wong stunned, his boss still swooning, and the city one step closer. Wong tries to run away as fast as he can to find Musi and warn her about Yui. But before he can get far, Yui casts her charm magic, putting Wong under a seductive spell. With a sultry smile, she leads him to the rooftop and erects a magical barrier around the building, making sure no other cultivator can interfere. Under the charm's influence, Wong starts praising Yui like a lovesick fool. "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen," he says dreamily. "Will you marry me?" Yui stares at him in disgust. She kicks him in the gut. She snaps her fingers, breaking the charm spell. "Don't even think about telling me you don't remember what just happened," she says, arms crossed. Wong blinks in confusion. "Who are you? Wait, are you one of those cultivators who kill other cultivators?" Panicked, Wong tries to run away, but Yui catches him and throws him off the rooftop. As he tumbles midair, Yui realizes she's still holding onto Wong's pants, leaving him completely naked as he falls. Floating above, Yui draws her fire sword, preparing to finish him off. Just then, Musi makes her entrance, leaping in with a badass pose, energy flaring around her. "I've been waiting for this," Yui says, her eyes narrowing. "Let's see which of us is stronger." A sword fight breaks out between them, sparks flying, air crackling with power. Musi yells to Wong, "Get out of here. I'll handle this." But before Wong can flee, Yui lands a blow on Musi, injuring her. She follows up with a flurry of attacks, pushing Musi to the edge. Just when Yui is about to strike the final blow, Musi stands up, blood trickling down her lip, and blocks the attack. Cut to a dark forest. Yui's master is seen slaughtering humans and drinking their blood. Next will be you. I will drink your blood and become the ultimate cultivator. Back to the fight. Despite her determination, Musi is no match for Yui's overwhelming power. She collapses, barely able to lift her sword. Yui raises her weapon, grinning. Time to die. She lunges. But before the blow lands, Wang jumps in between them. Yui's spear pierces through Wang. Musi screams. She rushes to him, eyes wide in horror. Why would you do this? She cries, holding his bleeding body. Yui watches, expression shifting from surprise to confusion to rage. She yanks Wang away from Musi. With one final breath, Wang dies. The world fades to black. Then, Wang wakes up in an entirely different dimension, a cold, otherworldly realm. In front of him stands a mysterious man, cloaked in shadow, holding a black sword, identical to Musi's. The man looks at Wang and says, "Your energy resonates with mine, but you're not part of our bloodline." Wang remembers what Musi once told him. Her family forged the dark sword. Thinking fast, Wang decides to bluff. He clears his throat and says, "Actually, I'm Musi's husband." Wang doesn't miss a beat. He boldly declares, "I'm the husband of your granddaughter." The mysterious man holding the dark sword narrows his eyes, then surprisingly smiles. He places a necklace of glowing pearls around Wang's neck. "You are one of us now," he says. And just like that, he disappears into thin air. Wang is left stunned. "Wait, how do I even use this?" he starts to ask. But before he can finish, everything around him begins to reverse. Light bends, time folds, and Wang is suddenly back at that exact moment when Yui is about to kill Musi. A blinding light explodes through the scene. Out of it steps Wang, his entire appearance transformed. His aura is immense, power pulsing from every inch of his body. His eyes glow, his hair sways with energy, his clothes shimmer like woven starlight. Even Yui steps back, stunned. His power, it's on par with my master's. But she refuses to give up. She launches a fierce attack, but Wang catches her sword barehanded, shatters it into pieces, and sends a shockwave across the rooftop. Defeated and ashamed, Yui stumbles back, then runs to the edge of the terrace and jumps, ready to end her life. But Wang flashes forward, catches her mid-air, and lands safely. "You're seriously going to kill yourself over one lost fight?" he says, setting her down. "Come on, you're better than that." Yui looks away bitterly. "I didn't ask for your pity. You'll regret this." Back in their room, Musi grabs Wang by the ear and drags him inside. "Explain, right now. Where the hell did you get all that power?" Wang starts giving random dumb excuses. Vitamins? Meditation? Daily jogs?" Musi's eye twitches. She's had enough. Without warning, she ties both his hands and throws him onto the bed. "That's it. I'm using my family's ancient cultivation spell. This spell reveals everything, your origin, your power, your memories. No more lies." She places her hand on his forehead and enters Wang's mind. But inside, there's only one thing. A massive, blinding sphere of light. It's so bright, it blocks everything else. Musi tries to search deeper, but it's like trying to stare into the sun. She finds nothing. Meanwhile, Wang unintentionally slips into Musi's memories. It's horrifying. He finds himself in a dark, burning realm. Flames everywhere. Screams in the distance. He sees Musi's mother, badly injured, lying on the ground. A dark figure approaches her and growls, "Tell me the secrets of the dark sword." Musi's mother says nothing. The figure kills her without mercy. Wang desperately tries to intervene, but he can't. He's just a witness to a memory. Moments later, he snaps back to reality. Musi is sitting beside him, silently.